Hello, everyone. My name is Trevor Boland. I work in AHEAD in Ireland, and AHEAD advocates about universal design for learning in both higher education and further education. So, for this short video, I just want to synopsize a few discussion points that I'm going to bring up with you very shortly in a lesson. And that is about assistive technology. And that's a type of technology that supports students with disabilities in education. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is just telling us what is assistive technology and not only explaining about AT, but what its purpose is and really how it helps people in lots of different ways from reading, writing, helps people with sensory impairments like eye, vision issues, as well as hearing issues, as well as movement issues. That also within these different ways assistive technology supports people, that we in AHEAD have created a new online tool called Discover Your Assistive Technology. And the aim of this online tool is to point people in the right direction about AT, especially if they're new to assistive technology, and avoid Googling about assistive technology because that can come up with a huge amount of variations of what AT is. While this tool is simply about giving people three questions to answer. And when they answer those three questions about themselves, it's going to create a list of assistive technology starting points. And I'm going to demonstrate that in the lesson because I think it's a really key thing to bring to people, especially when they're new to AT, because we want to give them as positive an experience about AT, which is really important for them to adopt and utilize the power of assistive technology in day-to-day living. So then assistive technology fits really nicely into what's called universal design for learning. So I'm going to talk about these like important links between AT and universal design for learning and how it basically helps equality and equity in education, and because it allows people to participate as fully as they can within the curriculum. And then when we talk about assistive technology in education, I'm going to give a few examples of what these are and what we see in Ireland anyway, about typical AT uses in education. And as well as that, how we're finding out, especially in AHEAD, that AT supports transitions from both education into personal life, or especially within our context in the workplace, because a section of AHEAD is called WAM, and that supports young graduates or graduates as they move from the education experience into the workplace experience. So, for example, one place we're seeing fantastic adoption of AT is that in college they would have had Microsoft accounts in higher or further education, and then in the workplace they're having these accounts. So those tools that they would have built a familiarity with, like dictation, immersive reader, for example, they can still go back and use those to help them as best as possible in the workplace. And then finally, the last point on the slide is about, is assistive technology everyone's business? Because I think we're at a point now where assistive technology is everywhere. It is abundant. It has never been so plentiful. And now, since there's this cornucopia of AT basically within our phone devices, our laptops, and how these technologies have become like ubiquitous now, that really the next stage is, how do we assert this awareness of assistive technology? How not only should we become aware of it, but how we can integrate it into our everyday lives. And this, I think, will be a great discussion point within the class as well. So thank you very much. I look forward to talking to you and see you very soon. Thank you.